Hi guys, it's Heather Morrison with Bold Beyond Belief, and I wanted to bring you a new series that I'm doing called Bold Bits. And it's going to come to you every Thursday at noon live on my Facebook. And we're going to go by alphabet because that's just makes it a whole lot easier for me. So the first thing up in the alphabet is A is for attitude. I read a book in college that was called You Can Be Happy No Matter What. And I read it and I thought, oh, what a crock this is. Because at the time, I don't think I was ready. You know, the old adage that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. I don't think I was ready to read that book at that point in my life. But I have to tell you that through more personal development work and listening to people and being in courses and living this, I have really discovered that you really can be happy no matter what. Now, I will say that there are certainly exceptions to this rule, right? Should you lose someone, you know, that's close to you, that there's a death, there's a tremendous loss, there's, you know, those are certainly times when you don't necessarily need to be happy no matter what, right? You can have a celebration at their funeral, a celebration of life at their funeral, but you're still going to go through normal behaviors, right? You're still going to go through grief and loss and anger and et cetera. So just want to preface this whole thing by saying that I'm not saying that you should be, you know, Sister Mary Sunshine 100% of the time. But I'm telling you that there are more things that you can control than you think you can. One of the things that's really helped me is just a little tiny equation. It's 3 letters. You've probably heard me talk about it before because it has really been instrumental in me changing my life. And that is E plus R equals O. E stands for the event. R stands for your reaction to the event. And O is the outcome. So the event plus how you react to it equals the outcome. So I am borrowing this from Jack Canfield, who's the co-creator of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. He also did Success Principles. He had the coaching program. It's been around for a really long time. But this was just such a simple little tool that I could stick in my tool belt and use it wherever. So let me explain to you a little bit how that looks and how that works. So let's say the event is that you're stuck in traffic. Okay. Your reaction is you could get angry, you could cuss out the person in front of you, you could swerve around, have some road rage, let it ruin the rest of your day, or certainly in the next hour when you go to your next meeting and say, I can't believe this guy in traffic today, right? That's the outcome. The outcome is that you're mad. The outcome is that now you've spread that to other people as well, okay? But you had control over the R, okay? You didn't have control over whether the guy in front of you was slow. You didn't have control over the fact that your child got a bad grade. You didn't have control over the fact that they are leaving stuff on the floor all the time for you to pick up. You didn't have control over the fact that a client fired you. You didn't have control over the fact that a Facebook Live went crazy, right? All those events out of your control. Let them go. The only thing you can control in that equation is the R, and that's your reaction. So my son will sometimes say to me, you know, look what you made me do, or you made me so angry. And I have to remind him, I didn't make you do anything, right? You get to choose whether you're happy, mad, sad, or glad, right? And discovering that power of choice, I'm telling you, and I know people say this all the time, this was truly a life changer for me. When I realized that I could control my reaction, and how I control my reaction was going to dictate what the rest of my afternoon, week, month, year life looked like, and how I was going to react the next time. And I have to tell you, this is a practice, right? You're not going to get it perfect right out of the gate. It's a practice. And life will test your patience, right? Kids, a spouse, your clients, your dogs, traffic will all test your patience. But I guarantee you, the more you practice this, the easier it becomes. Okay, so that's the event. No control over that. The response, your reaction, you have total control over that, which is going to dictate what the outcome looks like. Okay, so another quick little step is to realize that you are a human being with a finite amount of energy. That means a fixed amount of energy. You only have so much energy to spend in the course of your life. Think about it like a checkbook. Right? Once you're out of money, you're out of money. Once you're out of energy, you're out of energy. And you get sick, and you get burnt out, and you quit. Okay? So think about where you want to be spending that energy. Okay? If you're in traffic, if your child leaves underwear on the floor once again, right? If you get into a fight with your spouse, if you have a client that fires you, if you're frustrated because no one's reacted to your Facebook posts, Okay. Are you going to use that energy on getting frustrated with that? Or are you going to use that energy by looking at the situation, looking at the event, thinking, okay, what's my best course of action here right now? Do I get upset? Does that change anything? No. So can I take my finite amount of energy and use it to actually do something to change that outcome, to learn from that lesson so it's not repeated again? Or do I just take that amount of energy and get frustrated and upset and sad and go down that spiral that doesn't, you can't make any clear decisions from that death spiral anyways, right? So that's number two. Really look at yourself like a finite amount of energy and figure out where you're going to spend it. Number three, take an inventory of what you can control and dump the rest. And I know we've heard this before, right? What other people think of us is not our opinion, none of our business. I want you to kind of expand that thinking and think that what life hands you is none of your business, right? Whatever's going on is something that if it's something that you can't control, stop worrying about it, right? Realize that there are certain things that are within your control, okay? Meaning you don't pay the light bill, they're going to shut the lights off, right? You don't get out in front of a clientele or in front of, for your Facebook audience, you're probably not going to draw a whole lot of people in. That's where you're going to use that finite amount of energy spent on those things, okay? But the rest of it you can't control, let it go. Let it go. And here's something, I want to kind of give you a little scenario walkthrough about how controlling how controlling your reaction will often change the E next time around, okay? So I'm going to bring this to a personal level, not necessarily a business level, but a personal level, but it applies to everything, right? Say that you're tired of people leaving clothes on the floor all the time or dirty dishes in the sink all the time, right? And you're tired of saying that. So you're just walking through the house and you're picking up dirty clothes and you're doing the dishes because you know what? It's just easier for me to do it. Forget it. I don't want to go through the argument again. It's just easier for me to do it this time, okay? You're teaching people that you're going to continue to pick up after them, okay? That's your reaction, which dictates what the outcome is. The outcome, they're going to continue doing it, which means the event, next time around, they're going to continue doing it. But what if you changed your reaction in this scenario? What if you stopped picking up that laundry? What if you started telling your family that you are more than welcome to do, or more than happy to do laundry for them, provided that that laundry makes it in the hamper? I am more than happy to do laundry for you, provided it makes it in the hamper. Anything else that's left on the floor, you're responsible for. I guarantee you that laundry next time around will end in the hamper because they don't want to be responsible for doing laundry, one. And number two, they don't want to end up, run around naked and not have anything to wear. So your reaction dictated the outcome, which next time around created a different created a different event. Do you see how this works? Do you see how you could translate that to working with clients? When clients are continuing calling you at 9 o'clock at night, it's because you've taught them that that's okay to call them at night, to call you at 9 o'clock at night. What happens if you manage expectations, right? Control that response. Tell them, I am more than happy to chat with you between 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. If you catch me at your business hours, leave a message. I'll be happy to contact you the next morning. Boom, that dictates the outcome. It also dictates the event next time around because they won't be contacting you at 9 o'clock at night. So I have to tell you that this is going to take practice. This took some practice because, again, going back to that analogy of picking up laundry off the floor, just doing that one more dish, or just answering that client call one last time, it's just easier to do it. Yes, it absolutely is. But if you have that conversation with people and you let them know this is going to be my R, this is going to be my response from now on, and you consistently maintain that that's going to be your R from now on, all right, and you don't budge, you maintain a boundary, you establish your boundary, you stand firm in it, I guarantee it'll change the response and quite possibly the event on the front end. So I hope this has served you well. So E plus R equals O, event plus response equals the outcome. Remember that you are a finite amount of energy and really think about how you want to spend that finite amount of energy. And number three, take an inventory of what you can control, let go of the rest, use that finite amount of energy to work on those things that you can control. And I hope this has served you well. Let me know down below in the comments if there's something that resonated with you, or what I'd really love to hear from you is what's one thing that you're going to do this week that's consistently kind of just stuck in your craw and something that bothers you, that maybe if you change the reaction just a little bit, it would change the outcome. Think about that. Let me know down below. I'll see you next week for installment number 2. That would be a B. See how easy it is when we alphabetize it? When you've got systems and structures in your business, I guarantee you it'll make it far easier. Easy peasy. Anyways, let me know what you're thinking, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.